Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my Discord server called Luca10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying out the Havilland Mosquito FB Mark 6. The FB Mark 6 stands for Fighter Bomber Mark 6. It was one of the most iconic and versatile aircraft of World War II, representing a brilliant example of British ingenuity and design. Nicknamed the Wooden Wonder, the Mosquito played a wide variety of roles during the war, but the FB Mark 6 was specifically designed for ground attack and low-level strike missions. Initially met with skepticism, the design was eventually accepted due to wartime shortages of metal like aluminum and the aircraft's potential for speed and agility. The Mosquito FB Mark 6 had its first flight on June 1st of 1942. While early Mosquitoes were used for reconnaissance and high-speed bombing, the success of the platform led to further development. The FB Mark 6 variant emerged in 1943, optimized for low-level attack missions combining the bomber's speed with heavy armament. It was one of the most produced variants of the Mosquito with over 2,500 units built. Some of the Mosquito's missions were attacking enemy airfields and aircraft on the ground, anti-shipping, railway and transport attacks, and special missions like precision strikes on high-value targets. The Mosquito FB Mark 6 had two Rolls-Royce Merlin 25 engines and had an armament of 4 20mm Hispanos and 4 7.7mm machine guns. Though mainly used by the Royal Air Force, other nations also operated the FB Mark 6. These include the Royal Canadian Air Force and the Royal Australian Air Force. The Germans were so impressed by the Wooden Wonder that they tried to reverse engineer it and build their own version, although they never succeeded. The Mosquito was made from birch and balsa plywood bounded with casein and formaldehyde glues. This construction reduced radar signature and allowed for fast production without using strategic metals. Factories were spread across the UK and Canada, including furniture factories repurposed for war production. After the war, the Mosquito remained in service into the early 1950s in some air forces, eventually replaced by jet aircraft like the de Havilland Vampire. The Mosquito's legacy is very notable. It was often considered as one of the most successful aircraft of World War II. Its success helped validate the idea of multi-role aircraft influencing post-war aircraft design. And now many FB Mark 6 Mosquitoes are preserved in museums around the world. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Now we're in the first game and I'm just going to try to have a dogfight with this P-38. Now the P-38 is a very scary aircraft and will absolutely outperform the Mosquito. He's already made a huge mistake. One, he used all of his energy to turn in towards me, and he didn't even get guns on me. All I'm going to do here is just climb with all my energy that I have. I just have to be careful overall because this guy has so much more power than I do in general. But thankfully, once again, he's just going to try to use all of his energy to climb back up to me. I had pretty much double his energy. That's definitely not going to happen. The P-38 is already a very unstable aircraft and it's very easy to fly uncoordinated in that plane. If he gets too slow and he flies uncoordinated, it's not going to be a good day for him. He's just going to keep pulling and pulling and eventually he's going to stall. I'm going to put my takeoff flaps down here just to gain some more lift and stay in the air for longer. Remember, flaps create drag, but they also create lift. He finally stalls, his nose is going to go over, he tries to recover, and then of course, all he's going to do here is just keep pushing his nose down, so he's just going to make himself an even harder target for me to hit. I know I need to pull up because I really don't want to rip my wings here, but then thankfully he starts to pull up. I hit him there. I was able to rip off his right aileron there, so now it's going to be even harder for him to roll. And now I got him where I want him. He's slow, low, and I'm just going to turn around into him. He's in a terrible spot here. I fire at him there, pushes his nose down, I crit him, keep firing, able to severe him, and he goes into the ground. Now we're in the second game and I'm with my squad mate Nick. Some people say it's not a good idea to climb in the Mosquito, but my question to them is, would you rather be low, slow, and go head-on with everybody that you see? Or climb as high as you can with a little bit of reduced engine performance and stay alive and boom and zoom everybody? I'm not saying dogfight at that altitude, I'm just saying you want to survive for as long as you can. And I just want to bring up a point that I made earlier when I said flaps create drag, but they also create lift. You have to be careful when you use your flaps, because when I say they create lift, I don't mean they always create lift. If you keep pulling and keep putting more flaps down, you're just prolonging the time that you're going to stall. Think of it this way, if you have all your flaps down and you're really trying to climb, you will probably almost never be able to climb. Right now my teammates and I are a few miles away from the Sea of Red, and we see this lone P-51 on the outskirts. He's already damaged, so we're going to try to take him out here. We send a barrage of bullets his way, I'm able to get severe damage on him, and I'm just going to leave him for Nick. Remember, if you get severe damage and somebody else steals your kill, you will both get the kill. That will only happen if one of you gets severe damage. And then immediately after the kill, we're both going to climb back up to altitude and we're always going to be looking around us, being aware of all our surroundings. And look at that, we're pretty much above everybody because all we had were a little bit of patience and climbed. Right now, Nick and I are just going to look for the highest enemy that we can boom and zoom here. I see 2 enemy aircraft on my ally Tempest, so I'm going to help out the Tempest here. It's a Helldiver and a 190. I can definitely deal with these guys here. I'm going to head for the 190 here because he's definitely going to be the more dangerous target. I have my power killed, fire at him there. He definitely knows that I'm behind him now. Hit him there. And severed him. I actually clipped my wing on him, and I'm extremely lucky that I didn't explode there. Just like that, his wing's gone, and I'm just going to climb back up to altitude, and Mo's going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Notice how I turn away and go up away from the Helldiver. The Helldiver can't climb to save its life, but it can really maneuver. Now there's a P-51 chasing Nick. We definitely need to help him out here. I'm going to fire at him a lot earlier than I normally would, just to hopefully scare him away. Thankfully I was able to get a hit on him. Hit him some more. Set him on fire. My ammo is really dwindling down, and thankfully I'm able to take him out. But then immediately after the kill, I'm going to climb back up to altitude, and Mo's going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. And since I did that, I see a P-51 off my left. Definitely not a very good sign there. I'm low on ammo, and I'm pretty low in altitude. Thankfully, I kept climbing and being patient, so this guy went for the Tempest. I'm faster than the P-51 now, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and use some of the ammo that I have left. I only have 302 rounds left of 7 mils, and that's going to go by pretty quickly, so I really need to get some critical hits here. I fire at him to scare him a little bit. Hit him there. Thankfully, just what I wanted him to do. He pulls straight up. Now I'm going to aim for the cockpit. I just need patience here. He already has a fuel leak. And then with a little bit of ammo that I have, I'm able to take him out. Now I definitely need to return to the airfield here. I need to reload. I know the last guy's a bomber, so I'm just going to go to the close airfield. I'm able to touch down. He's 6 miles away from me off my left. I've just been keeping a close eye on him. Now I'm back up, and I'm just going to use this aircraft what it was used for intentionally. Ground pounding. This bomber waited out the whole game. He pretty much did nothing, and we were able to win the game. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft they want me to fly next, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.